Hello everyone, welcome to this series of science lessons. This is a continuation of the previous lecture. In this presentation, we will study about how sound is produced in human beings. Sound produced by humans. In human beings, the sound is produced by the voice box, or it is also known as the larynx. Put your fingers on the throat and you will find a hard bump that seems to move when you swallow. When you swallow saliva or food, you will feel there is some movement in the neck region. That is known as the voice box or the larynx. It is at the upper end of the windpipe. It is on top of the windpipe. Two vocal cords are stretched across the voice box or the larynx. Here we can see the vocal cords. We can see the cords are stretched across the larynx. In first image, we can notice that the larynx is open. This happens when you are breathing or eating some food. And in the second image, we can notice that the larynx is closed and there is a small gap between the cords. When we exhale air will come out when we exhale, and when we wish to talk, these cords will vibrate. And there is one thing you have noticed: you cannot inhale and talk. When we are inhaling, the cords are open. When we are talking, the cords are closed. We cannot do both, inhaling and talking. It is not possible to speak and inhale the air. When the lungs force air through the slit, that gap, the vocal cords vibrate and produce sound. Muscles attached to the vocal cords can make the cords tight or loose. When the vocal cords are tight and thin, we produce high pitch sound, high frequency sound. When the vocal cords are loose and thick, we produce low frequency, low pitch voice. The vocal cords in men are about 20 mm long. This is the reason why men have lower pitch. Men will speak in lower frequency, whereas in the women these are about 15 mm long. This is the reason why women have higher pitch compared to men. And children have very short vocal cords. This is the reason why the voices of men and women and children are different. Sound needs a medium for propagation. Sound needs a medium such as air, solid, liquid or gas to propagate the vibrations. Sound is not audible and sound waves doesn't travel in vacuum. In order to sound to be audible, there should be some medium so that the vibrations can propagate. Take a bucket full of water, full of clean water, and take a small bell in one hand and place that bell in the water. Then shake the bell inside the water to produce the sound. Make sure that the bell does not touch the body of the bucket or the tub. Then place your ear gently on the surface of the water. Be careful, water should not enter in your ear. Can you able to hear the sound of bell? Yes, you will hear the sound of bell. This indicates that sound can also travel through liquids. And experiments show that sound travels faster in solids and liquids than compared to air medium. We hear sound through our ears. It is obvious, right? We hear sound through our ears. We can think that the shape of the outer part of the ear is like a funnel. When sound enters it, it travels down a canal at the end of which there is a thin stretched membrane. It is called eardrum. Here we can notice the structure of ear, human ear. The outer part this part is like a funnel where the sound enters. Once it enters to a cavity, ear cavity, there is a small membrane which vibrates. Once it vibrates, then in the next part, the inner part of the ear will be activated and the signals will be sent to the brain. The number of oscillations per second is called frequency. The number of oscillations per second is called frequency. This is 0 second and this is 1 second in the graph. Let us draw wave. Here we can notice, we can see two waves. In 1 second, this produces two waves, two oscillations. The number of oscillations per second is called frequency of oscillation. Frequency is expressed in hertz. You can notice these both are hertz. The first letter in the full form is written in lowercase and the first letter in the shorthand is written in uppercase. Hertz and hertz, both are equivalent. A frequency of 1 hertz is 1 oscillation per second. If an object oscillates 20 times in 1 second, what would be its frequency? Of course, it is 20 hertz. You may have noticed in a parade, when the drum is being played, we listen different levels of sound. Even though the frequency is same, we listen different levels of sound. Sometimes we hear feeble when the drum is hit very smoothly, and sometimes we hear the sound is too loud when the drum is hit too hard. In the case of drum, the frequency produced by the drum is almost same, but the amplitude varies. Amplitude, in the simple words, how loud and how feeble the sound is. It's a measure of how loud the frequency is and how loud the sound is. You can take an example. We can consider a wave. 1 second, 0 second. This is a wave, and the maximum height from the main position is called amplitude. When the amplitude is low, the sound we receive is lower. When the amplitude is high, we hear sound louder. Amplitude, time period, and frequency of a vibration. We know that the to and fro motion of an object is known as vibration. This to and fro motion is called oscillatory motion. Compare the sound of a baby with that of an adult. Do you find any differences? The sound of baby is too shrill. The sound made by baby is in high pitch. The frequency is high than compared to an adult. The frequency determines shrillness or pitch of a sound. If the vibrations are very high, we say sound is shrill or it has a higher pitch. If the frequency of vibration is lower, we say that sound has lower pitch. Audible and inaudible sounds. Sounds of frequency less than 20 vibrations per second, less than 20 hertz, cannot be detected by human ear, and such sounds are called inaudible. This is about lower side. 20 hertz or below 20 hertz, human cannot hear the sound. It is inaudible. When we take the higher range, sounds of frequencies higher than 20,000 vibrations per second or 20 kilohertz are also not audible. If the sound frequency is greater than 20,000 hertz, the sound is not audible to human beings. This is for only human beings, not for all animals. Some animals can hear sounds below 20 hertz, and there are some animals which are capable of hearing sound greater than 20 kilohertz or 20,000 hertz. Noise and music. We often enjoy the sound of music. In music, we repeat certain frequencies repeatedly. Those frequencies are very sweet to listen. When they are repeated, it's even more sweet to listen. Sound produced by harmonium gives a musical sound. A string of a sitar gives out a musical sound. But what would happen if the sound of music is too loud? It is irritating. The purpose of music is to make sound more beautiful, not to irritate people. And it takes too much dedication to learn a musical instrument or to learn singing. It takes years of effective practice to make sound more beautiful to listen. Noise pollution. We already know about air pollution. Air pollution is presence of unwanted gases and particles in the air. Similarly, presence of excessive or unwanted sounds in the environment is called noise pollution. Major causes of noise pollution are explosions, sounds of vehicles, explosions including bursting of crackers, and heavy machinery, loudspeakers, and so many other things. These loudspeakers and bursting of crackers are very harmful to animals. For us, it is fun, whereas for other animals, it is too irritating. What are the harms of noise pollution? What harm do we have? What harm do we get for noise pollution? Excessive presence of noise in our surroundings may cause many health related problems such as lack of sleep, hypertension because of high blood pressure, anxiety, and many more health disorders. Can you be able to sleep peacefully when there are bursting of crackers and the sound of vehicles and the sound of loudspeakers? No, it is not possible to have a peaceful sleep when there is too much noise around us, too much unwanted noise around us. Measures to limit noise pollution. To control noise, we must control the sources of noise. How could this be achieved? For example, silencing devices must be installed in aircraft engines, transport vehicles such as car, truck, and buses, industrial machines, and in home appliances. And most of the noisy operations must be conducted away from residential areas. By this, we are isolating residential area and manufacturing areas where heavy machinery is involved. And we should minimize the use of automobile horns. We should use horns only when it is necessary, not to irritate other people. Trees must be planted along the roads and around the buildings to reduce the sound reaching to the residents. Even planting trees along the roads and around the buildings is a useful method to reduce the noise pollution. The content of this recording is borrowed from Karnataka Textbook Society Bangalore under Fair Usage Policy. This video is presented by Avari Technologies. Please do hit subscribe button to get more content. Thank you.